Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Hoffman of EnlighteningLife.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about the April Energy Report, which you can read on the EnlighteningsLife.com website. But there's so much happening this month, and there's so much that's leading actually into May and then June that I wanted to give you a little bit extra insight into what's going on energetically. So as you read in the Energy Report, we started April 1st with two big events. One was the full moon of March 31st, and the second was April 1st, which was Easter, which is the day we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. Now, resurrect means bringing back to life. So this is a month of resurrection. And something I didn't mention in the Energy Report, and I'm going to say here, is in numerology, April is the fourth month. So we have a number 4. It's a solid number. Think of 4 legs to a chair, 4 tires on a car. The number 4 represents stability, and it represents balance. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now pair that with the 11, which is 2018, and you get 411. Now if you're older and you remember when we still used regular landline phones, what was the number you called for information? 411. So this is a month where you can get a lot of information, a lot of support, and a lot of guidance. And I want to differentiate guidance from answers. Guidance comes to you from your intuition, your inner knowing, and from your guidance, then you can derive your own answers. We get into a lot of trouble with our intuition when we look to the intuition for tell me what to do, because we have free will. We have to pair our intuition with our own knowing and use our free will to make decisions. And that's the best way to use intuition. If you've taken my intuition course to develop your inner knowing, you know that one thing I always say in that course is your intuition will provide you with the support you need, but it's not going to give you the answers. It will make certain answers look better than others, or certain situations will get a lot more intuitive support, or you'll get a big, that's not the best choice, but it's not going to give you answers. But what you'll find in April with the 411, with the great energy that we have this month that leads us into May, because we have a couple really big things happening in May, and that is the transition of Uranus from Aries, where it's been for 7 years, to Taurus. So we have a big cycle that started in March of 2011, ending now. Think back to March 2011. Look what's happened in this 7 years. And you'll read more detail about that in the Energy Report, because it is such a big thing. Uranus is a slow-moving planet. When it changes signs, it's a significant event. It's like Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, when they change signs, it's a big deal because they don't change signs very often. Pluto, for example, stays in a sign for 20 years. You're just digging up stuff, creating a lot of chaos and disintegrating things. In 2020, we have the famous Saturn-Pluto conjunction at 22 degrees of Capricorn, which again is another huge event. And we're leading up to that now with Mars and Capricorn. We're going to have a lot of the planets going through Capricorn, and they're preparing us for this Saturn-Pluto event, which is also going to feature a great deal of planets in Capricorn. So what does Capricorn rule? Corporations, governments, big government, control. This, what are we seeing now? This is what we're looking at in the world. People challenging the rule of government, challenging corporate control, challenging the destruction of national sovereignty to let the world governments take over. This is something that you have to pair the astrology with current events, and then look overall energetically at what we're doing. This is the rise of self-sovereignty, which means being aware of ourselves as energetic divine beings and using our power not to buy all the $500 shoes in the world, but to look at ourselves as the family of humanity. What have we seen coming together in the last 7 years? The family of humanity coming together, the connection that we have through the internet and through the technology that brings us together. And we're seeing people coming together to support common causes, to support common events and common interests, not self-interest. So the astrology is, is creating the movement, it creates the energy, but it's all related, and we can't separate things out and say, well, okay, it's astrology and that's weird. I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in numerology. I suggest that you go look at some of these things and see how this creates layers of energy that then all support whatever is going on in the world. Another big thing that we have in April, which you'll see in the energy report, is the full moon on the 15th, which is also tax day. Well, actually, because it's on a Sunday, it's tax day is the next day in the United States. But this full moon is the last kind of blast of the Uranus and Eris. And I talk about Eris, which is the goddess of discord and strife. She's been walking hand in hand with Uranus for the last 3 years. And man, that sure has created a lot of chaos in the world. But again, this is chaos from disintegration. So as these 3D paradigms come apart, chaos ensues. That's the first thing. It's like, imagine if you opened a feather pillow, what would happen? Well, feathers go everywhere, okay? And then the feathers settle down, and then you clean up the mess. So this full moon the new moon on April 15th is the last big blow up for Uranus Eris, and then Uranus moves into Taurus, and it's not going to be in Aries again for 84 years. It takes 84 years for it to go all the way around the zodiac. The last time Uranus was in Aries was in 1934. What happened in 1934? We had the rise of fascism. We had the rise of Nazi Germany. We had the beginnings of World War II. And what's happening 84 years later? We are seeing that cycle rise up again. What are we doing about it this time? We're doing things a lot differently, but we're a lot different society too. So everything that's happening in April leads us to May. And then we keep on moving forward, and we keep on going through these cycles. And I want to part with this comment. When we look at ascension, we think of ascending, like we're going up a ladder and here we go, we're all done. But that's not what ascension is. Ascension is a series of cycles, and I've been writing for a few years now that when we look for the big ascension, we miss the smaller ascension cycles that occur all the time, that happen every day. So if you don't look for the big one and you start noticing the little movements in ascension, the small cycles, the bigger cycles, the overall cycles that are ending so that new ones can begin, and they overlap each other. So as one cycle starts to end, which we're seeing, for example, with Uranus and Aries, the big 7-year cycle. So as this cycle starts to end, this cycle's kind of, it's not like stop, start. We have like overlapping cycles. So as one starts to end, when the other one starts to begin. So it kind of layers itself on top of the other one. We start seeing the changes and being aware of the changes. So as this cycle starts to pull away, this cycle can go ahead. Again, it's like a relay race. I keep on saying that. Ascension is a relay race. It's not a marathon. What happens in a relay race? So the first runner takes the baton, runs around the track, and where's the second runner? Well, the second runner is at the track waiting for them to pass the baton, and they have their hand out so that as soon as the first runner comes by, there's no time wasted. They grab the baton and they take off. The first runner doesn't stop and go, okay, I'm here. Where's the second runner? And the second runner, who's having lunch, says, wait a minute, let me finish my drink and I'll be right there. No, the second runner is right there on the track waiting for the first runner to bring that baton, and then they immediately take it and they run off, because every second counts in a race. Well, that's not when we are kind of in a race, and it's not so much that every second counts and we better hurry up, but every energetic process counts. Every thought counts, every action, every belief, everything we say, everything we do, every intention, all of those things are important. So it's all wrapped up together, and it's all part of our individual ascension cycle and our overall ascension cycle. So this is why I keep on saying, shine on, shine brightly, set powerful intentions, empower your intentions, because it all matters. It's all relevant. So enjoy your month of April. Be prepared for May, which is a big energy cycle. We have Mercury retrograde this month, which lasts until about the 15th, and it's in Aries, so we're getting another dose of Aries energy. But I think what it's doing to us in Aries is, rather than pushing forward and getting things out of the way and just getting things done, we have to intentionally and actively slow down, reconsider. All the words are part of Mercury retrograde. So reconsider, release, renew, refresh, and rest. We've been working really hard If your body needs the rest, give yourself the rest, because another big theme of April is value with Venus in Taurus. And value is all about what's important. You're important. Put your needs first. Be selfish this month, and have a wonderful month. And I look forward to further discussion with you during the month. Make sure you follow me on Facebook here. And I am really happy and excited about April. I hope you are too. And use this energy to have a wonderful month. It's Jennifer Hoffman of EnlighteningsLife.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.